And I think that's relevant in the cover image that we have here of the harajuku girls. And I think a lot of people, when they go to Japan, expect them to be walking all over the place. And I want to hear if that was the case in Harajuku.
Right.
Is it full of these girls? And are these like the special two that you selected?
Right.
And what is this dude casually doing here next to it?
Yeah, this was kind of a story, and I really have to thank, I don't know if she's still here. Tessa, is she still here? No. So I actually was there with a friend of mine who happened to be in Tokyo at the same time, and we were like literally like going, let's go to this neighborhood and try to find harajuku girls. To explain, this is basically cosplay, it's costume play. These are like young adults or adolescents who dress up in very cute kawaii, is that called, like attire. There is a long story about the motivations of why these girls do that. That's very interesting. But we were looking for that look. And also, it appears on the cover. And I had this long discussion with my publicist, back and forth. I had my reservations about using this image for the cover, because this was exactly the cliche that, of course, would like feed into what everything was like asking me to do. So I had difficulty with this image, although I love the image. And so we were in search, and we couldn't find any. We're like walking. We couldn't find any. We were like walking around. It was crazy busy, lots of stores, and I gave up. And so we went into the subway station, and then suddenly I see one of the girls standing against the wall, and that's the lady, the lady in the black coat. So she was standing there, and I walk up to her. And I don't speak the language, but what helps me is and of course, it's like, okay, this old guy is walking up to this young girl, like it's like, you know, it's all like very uncomfortable for me to do. Like, I know it's like, okay, I gotta explain something. So I show my Instagram account. And that kind of like with the young generation, that kind of like gives me legitimizes my work. Right. And so she said, and then suddenly this guy comes up.
The dude.
Yeah, and she said, I'm waiting for a friend. I had Google Translate, and then she said, I'm waiting for a friend. And then he comes up, and I'm like, oh, that's the friend. Okay, now it's going to be him in the picture. So I was kind of like bummed by it. Turns out, he had nothing to do with the whole scene. He saw I was standing there, and he spoke English, so he wanted to help. He wanted to help me.
He's a good dude.
He was just a good dude trying to help me out.
Aww.
And then he explained, no, she's waiting for a friend. And then the lady in pink came walking by. And I was like, this is perfect. This is perfect, yeah. And so
that's
this
you.
is actually, Tessa made this video. This is me making the photograph, the cover, and I had no clue that I was being filmed, actually. So this was actually...
Oh, this is natural Richard
and
your element.
Me in my habitat with my backpack, with my second camera. And I notice now how everybody is walking around me. In New York City, this would absolutely not be the case. So here already you see like the differences between two cities. I had no clue it was so busy around me. And yeah, the ladies were absolutely graceful. And so because he helped me out, I was like, you go stand there, you're going to be in the picture. Because it kind of like is part of the story.
He became part
of the picture, and he's in the book now. And
right.
Yeah.
So when you open the book, the front cover actually is just the two girls.
Right.
But when you open and explore the book, you discover the full story.
That's exactly. Yeah. There you see the full spread. You know, you take a lot of photographs when you are photographing something. It's all digital, so you don't have to think that you're running out of film. So yeah. So that's the story of this picture.
Interesting. Yeah. And maybe can we go to the next